Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jess. Welcome back to my garden for my June backyard garden tour. A lot of things have been changing back here and I'm so excited to show you guys what's in bloom and all the changes that I made. Let's go ahead and get right into the tour. All right, so here's what it looks like as you first walk into the garden. You guys just saw that I have just done a whole extension over here to my left. Please disregard all of the mess here. We are in process of getting ready to install pathways, which I'm so excited about. But let me go ahead and give you guys a full pan because I get a lot of questions to be able to show my entire backyard in one shot, which is kind of impossible. But here's kind of an overview so you guys can get a perspective. I'm going to start in the area right over here behind me, which is my entryway. Starting off over here at my front entry, I have a 2-ball topiary. This is a ligustrum topiary planted into a planter. I've been wanting this one just to fill out because it was so bald earlier this season. It's definitely put on a ton of new growth, so now I can finally come in and start trimming and shaping it. I do still have a little bit of a hole in the center here, which I'm thinking once I start trimming, I can encourage more outward growth to fill in that section here. But I'm so happy with all of the growth it's put on. It literally just came out of bloom. Down below it, I just tucked in a bunch of clearance annuals, and please disregard all of these weeds here. I am in the process of doing a whole overhaul of this section once we install the pathways. I have already started to remove some of the rocks and have repurposed them somewhere else in the garden. Also, I want to document really quickly before this goes out of bloom. This is my blue chiffon rose of Sharon. It is in full bloom, y'all, and I actually got blooms before the Japanese beetles hit. I am so excited. So you can see the bumblebees have been loving it. They also have been sleeping on them out here, but I am so loving this blue color here. Also, I finally cleaned out my bird bath, so that is looking a little better. My bobo hydrangea beside it is starting to bud up, and then I also have some white wands veronica down here. So I'm actually thinking I want to do kind of a slight little makeover in this area because I have something really exciting that I want to go as a focal piece in this bed, in addition to my gorgeous Emperor One Japanese maple. She has been doing phenomenal, y'all. I am so happy with how she looks here and all of the colors. It's just making me so happy. And then down here in front, I have a lot of weeding I need to do, which we'll take care of once I get the pathway installed. But I have planted some clearance plants here that I purchased from Lowe's. This one right here is a midnight sun. Oh, look at the little baby praying mantis. Y'all, when I tell you I have been seeing praying mantis everywhere in my garden and I have been loving it, definitely controlling all the pests in my bed. I have 3, I think this is silver big ears, lamb's ear that I got on Lowe's clearance. And this is another midnight sun. These are dwarf weigelas. They do bloom pink. And I think they're gonna fill in this entire space so nicely. I do also have another clearance plant from Lowe's tucked in back here. This is a Fire Chief arborvitae. And we will be coming in and doing a whole overhaul in this section here because I have some ideas for underneath my gorgeous Emperor One Japanese maple. You guys, you know how obsessed I was when I found this tree, and it has been doing amazing. It has put on some growth. I also have restaked it, and I am just loving it and have been enjoying its color so much right here in front of my window. My daylilies over here are in bloom, and I know a lot of people don't like daylilies because they only bloom for a day, but when I tell y'all their blooms are so worth it, like look at this. This one is called Rainbow Rhythm. It's been doing amazing. I do also have some Millennium Garlic planted in an arc, as well as some White Wands Veronica coming into bloom. The bees have been enjoying them. So I'm just gonna let them do their thing, and then probably later this fall, I will come in and reconfigure all of the plants and take care of the weeds in this area over here. And then swinging around in front in my pot here, I have some marigolds that I tucked in. They have been struggling a little bit, you guys, but I also have not been out here to consistently water, so partially user error. They are underplanted in this pot here underneath my gorgeous limelight tree on standard. This one, y'all, I want to say I am on year either 5 or 6 with this tree. This one has been transplanted a couple of times. It also has sustained a ton of damage from a really bad tornado we had a couple years ago. So it had a ton of dead branches. I have been correctively pruning it every single spring, and it's finally starting to get its round shape back, which hopefully next year it'll be back into the shape that I want it to be. But I'm so excited for its blooms. And then down below that, I have another gorgeous daylily here. This one is called Little Grapette. Love these purple blooms with that dark yellow throat. So sweet. And I love that this is a smaller daylily. And then up here on my patio, still a huge work in progress, y'all. When I tell you my vision for this space has changed probably 30 times just this year, I think I finally have honed in on what I want to happen. But I do still have a few plants up here that still need to get planted into their permanent homes in the landscape, which they will eventually be making their way over into this gorgeous planting bed that I just created. And then swinging around over here to the west side entry, I do have a gorgeous daylily in bloom, which still needs to be transplanted. All of the plants over here, which I only think I have 2. This tree will be going to a friend. This pot used to be right in front of that panel here. That will be relocating as well. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on over here. I know it looks super crazy, but my boyfriend and I finally went to the mulch yard and picked up 6 additional bins of fill dirt to build up this side of the fence line. And then he has just been coming in every time he mows, he tops it off with all of the grass clippings. So that's what all of this mess is here. But we are finally at a point where we can start planting, and I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait. But let me step back and show you guys the update on my most recent makeover. You guys just saw a couple videos back that I did a whole overhaul in this bed. And when I tell y'all, I have been enjoying it so much. The hummingbirds have been out here on my feeder, which I am so excited about it, y'all. So really quickly, I'll run through all the plants that I have in this bed and what I updated. In the back corner here, I have my amber gold arborvitae. That is actually the first plant that I ever planted in my entire backyard makeover space, and it has been doing amazing. That is the only plant I have not moved back here, you guys. So it's doing amazing. Beside it, right here in front, I have my teddy bear magnolia doing amazing. I got a lot of questions when I planted this tree about how high up I was mounting it. I knew it was going to be mulched, so that would take away some of the height, and then also about how magnolias drop leaves. I wanted to make sure that I put this tucked way back into a bed where I wouldn't have to worry about having to mow over the leaves that it drops. So I am loving it here. I think it adds a gorgeous evergreen statement, and I cannot wait to see its blooms next year. And then swinging around back here, you guys just saw I tucked in a small little dwarf hydrangea here. This one is called Spilled Wine. It only grows about 2 by 3, so it'll fill in this little space here. Beside it, this is a Limelight Prime hydrangea that I cut back, and it is finally starting to flush out with some new growth. Cannot wait to see that one fill in. This one does get about 4 by 5, so it will fill in eventually. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any blooms on it this year, which I am totally fine with. Beside it, I have a Moonglow juniper planted here. I did get this one from Lowe's on clearance, I think last year or maybe 2 years ago. I think it was last year. I actually got 2 of them. So here is one. And then beside that, I have planted my variegated hydrangea, y'all. This one is called Vino Verde, and let me give you a close-up on its foliage. It is so stunning. I am enjoying the dark edges and the lime green so much. This one does also bloom really pretty hot pink flowers early in the springtime. So I'm excited to see how this one does here. I already know y'all. I know y'all going to attack me in the comments for moving it, but I think I'm going to bump this one over maybe about a foot, and then that will give my Frankie boy some room to grow as well. This one gets about 6 feet tall, so it will eventually be about the height of my fence. This is a 6-foot section of fence. That down there is 8 feet tall, but I am so loving the texture of this arborvitae here. I think it's so cute. And in the center here, just temporarily, I did place a trellis that I ordered from Amazon. This was a $20 trellis. It is green, but on it, I planted my clearance Mandevilla, and I intentionally purchased this to go in my front yard for the hummingbirds, but I think it looks amazing here. And all of this, y'all, like, look how it's just spiraling up the poles. I just planted this like 3 days ago, and it's already taken off, and I am so enjoying the blooms. The hummingbirds have been loving this as well, as my feeder here, which I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it here. I just put it here because I have a lot of salvia that I tucked in this bed along with the mandevilla. So figured the hummingbirds would be happy, which they have. In the center, as one of my focal points in this bed, I have a gorgeous variegated arborvitae, which is doing amazing. This one does have a weeping habit, and the branches grow more outward, like horizontal, which I think is so graceful. I got a lot of questions about why I have this pot sitting here. This is my Rising Sun Redbud. I ordered this from Mr. Maple back in February, y'all. It came completely bare. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it does well. It has sustained some damage from all of the leafcutter bees. They wreaked havoc on it this year. And if you guys are not familiar with what leafcutter bees are, they're basically a bee. It looks like a bumblebee. And they will come in and cut little chunks of circles out of redbud leaves to build their nest. So this one was its host this season. So hopefully next year it comes back and it loves this life. And I'm thinking, I don't know, y'all, this branch has really been irking me. I really want to cut it off, but I feel like I would lose so much growth on it. So I'm going to leave it for now. And then maybe next year I can prune on it and possibly plant it in the ground. I haven't decided if this is going to be its actual location, which is why I have it in the pot, which is doing great so far. In the base of the pot, I do have 4 clearance. I think this is Super Bell's Grape Punch planted, and they have filled in already, y'all. They look so good. All right, and then stepping back as my focal point of this bed, which I have been getting so many questions on what tree this is. This is a blue diamond spruce, y'all. And when I tell you, I have been enjoying this blue color so much. I literally come out here every single day and look at it. And I'm also loving the pop of white of the hydrangeas behind it. Those are Invincibelle limettas that I got on clearance from Lowe's last year. Doing great. And then beside it, I have 2 purple fountain grass that I got on clearance as well. They're starting to recover. Those I think I got from either Lowe's or Walmart. I got a couple from Walmart and a couple from Lowe's. Either way, they were both clearance plants. And then also I have several Rockin' Fuchsia salvia planted. They're just dotted all throughout the bed just to fill in some space and give it some color until these plants start to put on some more size. In my swoop here, I have 3 drift roses planted. These do bloom pink. And y'all, do you see how well they have recovered? Do y'all remember what they looked like when I first planted them in this bed? They were almost completely bald. So I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see them put on some blooms. These are a ground cover rose, so they will spread just a little bit. And then the bright pops of yellow that you're seeing dotted in, I know they look really randomly planted, but these are a ground cover juniper called All Gold. They do spread 8 feet wide each. So I'm hoping eventually that this will be just a yellow carpet, so I won't have to get mulch for this area eventually. And then I have 4 Fire Chief arborvitaes planted in a swoop here, doing phenomenal, y'all. When I tell you, I am loving all of the placement in this bed, and I cannot wait to see everything start to mature. Moving right along, flanking my little pathway here leading to my hose reel, I do have 2 tater tot arborvitaes doing amazing. I did transplant these from my front yard garden last spring, and you cannot even tell I transplanted them, y'all. They literally took and not a sign of damage or stress all year. This right here is a dwarf cryptomeria that I got from Lowe's on clearance. Just planted that a couple days ago. It's doing great, and I think it'll fill in this space nicely. It'll also tie in with my cryptomeria here. This is a Girkero cryptomeria that I planted for Arbor Day several years back. Y'all, this thing is taking off, y'all. I think it's almost fully mature. Its full height is supposed to be 6 feet. It's hitting 6 feet this year, y'all, and a little bit surpassing that. So I'm excited about it. I do have 5 emerald green arborvitaes planted in the back row. They have put on a ton of growth this year, y'all. Everything is just taking off and filling in, and I'm so loving it. I do have 2 lemon lace elderberries planted on either side of my Inabashidar Japanese maple, which, y'all, I need to come in and give this thing a slight little trimming because you can't even see my hostas down here. So let me lift her skirt up again as I did in my last tour for y'all. But I do have 6 these are autumn frost hostas planted in a ring around this tree here, everything is just doing so well back here. I'm loving how full everything looks. I do also have a topiary mugo pine doing well, and then a blue star juniper that I got on Lowe's clearance last year. Love that pop of blue. This is a peony that I got bare roots on clearance from Home Depot 2 years ago. I'm hoping next year that I'll finally get a bloom on it. I think it's a Bartzella. I cannot remember, you guys. I got so many little roots and this one did the best. So we'll see what this one blooms for me next year, hopefully. I do also have 4 peachberry ice heuchera doing great. These 3 came back for me from last year. This one I found in clearance from Lowe's. So hopefully I can get 1 more to tuck in right there. So I'll have a drift of 5. Actually, I might be able to fit another one right here on the end if I can get 2 more. That would be awesome. I do also have a trio here of some Celines, which actually did not give me any blooms this year, y'all. Last year they were gorgeous. I'll try to find a picture for y'all, but I'm just enjoying their nice little green foliage here for now. In my planter here, I have a pink Walleriana doing great, along with another Mother's Day clearance hydrangea that I got last year. So far, just leaves, which I'm totally fine with, no blooms. I think it's a nice bold pop of color. Back in the back, I have several hostas in the back doing great. That one in the back is a more teal and green hosta. That one's called First of Class. This one, I have no clue what the name is of this. I'll have to see when I planted this if I can find the name for y'all, but look how big the blooms are on this. I think it is so pretty. I know a lot of people don't like hosta blooms, but I think they are so gorgeous and the pollinators love them. I do also have a hosta tucked in underneath my lemony lace elderberry. Y'all can see we already start to get some signs of heat stress here. So we'll see how this does once I start running my drip. If this does not do well this season, it's coming out next spring. I do also have a Florida Sunshine doing great. It's finally starting to put on some growth, y'all. This thing literally has been that size for like 4 years. I don't know what's going on. In the center, I need to come in and stake this Japanese maple, but this is my Ukigumo. It does look like it's starting to lose some of its variegation, which I'm not sure if that's normal. I need to do some more research. I'm gonna reach out to my contact for Japanese maples, but yeah, y'all, I love its shape and structure here. I just need to come in and this leader is just taking off, y'all. So I definitely need to get that staked ASAP. In the back, I have a Woo La La hosta doing great. This one right here is a big blue that I transplanted from my east side garden earlier this spring. I have another Brother Stephen hosta doing great that I also transplanted from my east side garden. And then tucked in the back corner, another Empress Woo La La. This is a, I think it's called Sensation. Camellia, that's a Japonica that I need to transplant and relocate. And then let me step back so you guys can see my symmetry going on here. Y'all know who I am. So I have 1, 2, and 3 variegated hydrangeas. I initially thought that they were light of day. They are not light of day. They are just a different variety, which I still have not found the name of. A lot of the leaves this year are coming out more green with a slight variegation around the edges. But if you guys can see on this little clump here, have a little bit of variegation. So I'm not sure what's going on, but they are getting attacked by slugs. So I definitely need to come out here and put some bait down. And then as I step back, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are all original blue hydrangeas by Endless Summer. I got those all out of Lowe's clearance last year. I'm not sure why this one right here is doing so well. It's blooming phenomenal. But this one beside it, I have, oh wait, I do have a bloom. I thought I didn't have any blooms on this one. I've got 1 bloom down there and then a little baby bud that's going to open. I have been treating all 4 of these with soil acidifier. So yeah, I got pink and purple on this one, a lavender color on this one, and like a pink lavender on this one over here. So we shall see what they look like next year, but I have been enjoying their color. And then lastly, as a trio, I have 3 of these white hydrangeas that I purchased. I think I got them 4 years ago. I dug them out of my east side garden, put them in pots, and then this is their first year in the ground, which, y'all, look how big this bloom is. Like, this is my hand. Look at that. My camera will not focus, but it is massive. And I was really scared about putting these in the ground because I was afraid they were going to lose their color and start to turn pink or something, but they're still white. So I'm excited about it. I do have a couple more blooms they're going to open, so I'll enjoy those throughout the season. And then last but not least, I do have some hellebores dotted in throughout the bed and a hodgepodge of heucheras planted along the front. So I will be doing a slight overhaul because I have an idea for my front border, and I also will be sheet mulching to take out a little bit more of this grass to formally shape this bed because I have finally decided on the edging I want to use back here. I'm so excited about it. All right, and then stepping back, I have my gorgeous plum tree doing phenomenal, y'all. I have been enjoying this tree, this color, so much. I love how on shady days, it's a nice deep, rich purple. And then on sunnier days, I get more of a red tone. And y'all, I am so happy to announce that the Japanese beetles have not attacked this tree this year so far. Fingers crossed. I have seen a couple on my azaleas in the other bed, which I'll show you in a little bit, but this is normally their host plant every year. And I've got all my leaves for the video. I'm so excited about it. Down below it, you guys just saw I created a new small little bed. This is a square shaped bed of hydrangeas. These are tiny tough stuff that I got from A&A Plants. They are so gorgeous, you guys. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that I can get them to come back this beautiful blue color. They're probably going to be pink just because of my soil pH in this area, but I have been enjoying this color so much. Like, let me step back and give you guys a pan. Look at this, y'all. Oh, it's so gorgeous. All right, so over here, please disregard all the mess. This is a boxwood that I did intend to end up topiarying at some point. I know where the pots are going. I just need to get my arbor put back in place. So I did initially have an arch that goes in between those. That's what's laying back there. This was going to be a pathway, which I think I might take out and extend my shade garden. I haven't really decided yet. For now, it's just my dumping ground and filled with weeds. I do have sprinter boxwoods lining the sides, which have been smashed several times in storms. So yeah, still kind of rethinking my design in this space here. On my back wall, I do have some emerald green arborvitaes. I have 5 of them inside my faux retaining wall that I built. And then the 2 that are flanking my gate entry, those are DeGroote's arborvitaes. This one on the right is a lot more dwarf, if you will, just because this one is in more shade. This one gets more sun throughout the day. So they're the exact same. They're just getting 2 different growing conditions. The less sun they receive, the slower their growth. And then I know y'all are probably wondering what is going on here. These are my 2 dappled flamingo willows, and I just have no words, y'all. Like, this is all growth that they put on this year. Like, literally, let me see if I can show y'all. I don't know if you can exactly see, but oh yes, here you go. Okay, so I cut these down evenly around the whole bush down to this stub right here. And all of this is growth that has put on literally in the past, I'd say 3, maybe 2.5, 3 months. So yeah, I definitely need to come in and give these a haircut. I want to keep them a nice tight lollipop shape, but they have just taken off and they're looking wild, and I've just been letting them do their thing. So we'll come up and clean those up in another video. My shed back here, y'all, I have been using this thing like crazy. It is so convenient. I know you all have been waiting for updates on the shed. I've kind of held off on doing any of the updates. I need to paint my door. I need to hang the window boxes that I have. Like, everything's just in the garage. I need to bring it out and get it done, but I'm going to wait until I have my deck built. I finally decided on the design. I just need to kind of hone in on my pathway situation, was what's holding up the design. So that is a whole work in progress. I did also transplant over here. This is my pink chiffon Rose of Sharon. It used to sit right here. Transplanted it over here because I think it fills and caps off my hedge here really nicely. All of the arborvitaes along my neighbor's fence line here are homestrup arborvitaes, and they are all different heights and sizes because I got them, some of them on clearance. Actually, no. Yes, all of them I got on clearance, but I got them at all different times. So these 3 right here I got at one time. This section right here I got at one time. The one in the center, which I think is the biggest one, That was the first one that I planted. So you guys can see how fat and tall that one is. And then all the others I also got at different points. So eventually they'll all be a nice evergreen hedge. But y'all, when I step back, look at all of this planting space that I have. So this right here in the center is a Limelight Prime hydrangea. This one is the only plant that I have not dug out of this area. This used to be a small little island bed that I had. So this is what the other hydrangea on my back fence line, that one right there, that's what that will look like eventually. So I do have plans to dig this one out and plant it over on the other fence line. So that will come out. I have my little baby tree here. This was a wish list plant that I got earlier this season. This is my weeping blue Alaskan cedar. This one will get gigantic over time, but it's a very slow grower. So this one I want to grow up and just fill in. This one gets a 15-foot spread, y'all. So 7 feet this way, 7 feet that way, and again the hydrangea will not be there, so it will fill in this entire curve here. I do need to come in and actually like measure from the tree and make this a nice soft curve, but we'll do that eventually. I just wanted to get the grass killed off and get my mind visually working, you guys, just to see what type of space I was working with. This is my weeping blue spruce that I transplanted over from the other side of my yard. Doing great. And then I have my rise and shine redbud, y'all. This is what my rising sun should be looking like. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the one on the other side ends up looking like this. But I have been enjoying this plant so much here. I will probably start to limb her up maybe next year, because I want her trunk to be a little bit more singular, so I'll have room to underplant around it. This is my other Moonglow juniper that I was telling you guys that I got on Lowe's clearance. It's just here temporarily. This one does eventually get 8 feet wide, so it's definitely not going to stay here. I do have 2 blue star junipers that I also got from Lowe's clearance. Just planted them there temporarily. This beside it is my blue Atlas cedar. This one is called Horseman. It is a dwarf variety of blue Atlas, which I am so loving. It's icy blue color here. Behind it, I have another little grapette daylily that I transplanted. Doing so gorgeous. Then this one is another daylily that I transplanted from my patio beds. Doing great. Some of the blooms are spent now, but it was gorgeous yesterday, y'all. Oh my gosh. I'll see if I can find a picture for you guys. I have 2 Peaches Pokes Stoke Asters down here. They bloom purple. This is my rose bush that I just planted. You guys can see, literally, I just finished mulching this last night and all these petals fell off this morning. But y'all know how I feel about roses. So fingers crossed this one loves me and is nice to me. So far the foliage has been doing okay, so this might be my 3rd time a char plant, so we'll see how this does. And then I just have 2 salvia down here that I got on Lowe's clearance several years ago. Need to come back and give them a haircut so they can give me a second flush. All right, and then swing around to this side of the bed. This is my Tetragona aurea carima cypress that I transplanted about a month ago now. So this used to be the focal point from the other side of the bed. It used to sit right where my blue spruce was. So that used to be the center point. I wanted something blue over there, so we moved it over here now, and I am loving it here. I love its placement. I love that it's not going to get too much larger. And then behind it, I have 2 Nephofia grass. I cannot remember what color these bloom. I actually have 3 of them. So I have one. Ooh! I'm getting a bloom on it. Yes, I didn't think these were going to bloom for me because I transplanted them like twice. So we'll see what color that one blooms, and then I can finally determine where I want these to go permanently. But each one of these bloom a different color. You guys can see I just planted this one in my last video. It's doing great. This one is kind of like a pinky salmony color. These are my 3 azaleas. These bloom early spring, these gorgeous balls of orange. If you guys watched my April tour, you know that these were my showstopper in that video. So now we just have their foliage to enjoy for the rest of the season. I did just come in and give them a haircut because I saw a few Japanese beetles on them. So they went to the trash, and so far I have not seen any other beetles on them. So I'm hoping we will be Japanese beetle free for the remainder of the season, because I have been treating my lawn diligently this year. I do have 2 Asiatic lilies down here that I got on Lowe's clearance that came back this year. They bloomed orange, so those are pretty much done for the season. This right here is a red blooming peony that bloomed earlier this season. This is a hardy hibiscus. This one blooms those nice disc hot pink blooms. And then beside it, I finally got in the ground, y'all. This is that huge star lily that I got from Lowe's clearance. It bloomed these gorgeous pink flowers. So I'm excited to see how it blooms next year. And literally, y'all, that is it for my tour. Those are all of the plants in my backyard. So y'all definitely stay tuned. Oh, you guys are probably wondering what's in these 3 pots. These are 3 eclipse hydrangeas that I got from Walmart. They were $7 each. I just came in and gave them a nice haircut. One of them is going to go to a rosa, and then the other 2 I will probably plant somewhere in this nice huge bed that I have. I do also have plans to maybe create some type of walkway leading up to my shed through here. So again, this hydrangea is going to come out, and I'll have some space to maybe do just a skinny little walkway through the bed. But y'all, I am so excited for all of this new space that I have. I'm excited to see my pathways come in. It's going to be phenomenal. So yeah, y'all, that is going to conclude my June backyard garden tour. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the plants and the changes that I've made back here. And I hope you'll stay tuned to follow along with my journey. I am so excited for everything that's going to be happening back here. It's going to be a whole backyard oasis. So you guys leave me a comment down below, subscribe to follow along, and I will catch you in my next video. Peace.